Thanks, team. It's great to be part of this community and present things what we have built to the developer community. It's always happy moment to be with fellow developers and discuss things. So before getting into the session, I wanted to thank the Zoho community team, which has been very thoughtful, helpful throughout this process, and been encouraging us on this steps what we are doing. Before I start, also wanted to introduce my colleague Manickaraj, who's a team member, who is the lead developer in this initiative, right? The MCP server, what we are going to talk in this session. And myself, Sam, I'm the CEO and Chief Solution Architect here at Officehub Tech. And Officehub Tech is a Zoho consulting partner. We are a US-based consulting partner. Predominantly, our technical team is based out of India, right? And Manickaraj and other team members who developed this, developed from our facility in Sirgari, which is a tier 2 town in Tamil Nadu, right? It's a remote town. It's like the nearest airport is Chennai, which is 4 to 5 hours from the place where we developed this product, right? Or the component. So I'm proud to say that one. And again, I'm proud and we are happy that we are presenting on the 25th session of the Developer Hangout, which really makes us feel more happy. Thanks for that. And it's encouraging to see all those recordings of the previous sessions. That has inspired us to also come here and present what we have done, right? So that's the thing. We are going to present the AI-powered sales automation concept, which we have built. How to connect the Zoho CRM with Claude through the MCP server, right? So today, as we know, like we have the tool, which is the Zoho CRM, and Claude, which is the LLM. In exchanging information between these two, right, it needs an MCP server. I will explain what is an MCP server in the next slide, right? So that is what has been built. So these two systems talk to each other, right? So for those, of course, it's a developer community. For those who is new to this one, I just wanted to give an introduction about what is an MCP server, right? The abbreviation of MCP is Model Context Protocol. It is an open standard and it's an open source framework introduced by Anthropic. You know about Anthropic. Most of you would know about Anthropic. It's an organization, a company which developed the Claude and other LLM concepts. So this MCP protocol, or the concept, was released on 2024 of November. So in this one, the artificial intelligence system like large language models like Claude could be integrated with the tools, right? Here, what we have taken the tool is the Zoho CRM, like any other tools like Zoho CRM or any of the Zoho books, and those things are called as tools, or any of the mail servers like Google or MSF, Microsoft Office. These things are called as tools, right? Making this LLM connect with the tool, we use this MCP server, right? So this is a package of code which has to be integrated with the Claude system or any of the LLM and with the tool, so that it acts as a bridge between the AI and the tool, the data source or the tool, right? And the advantage of it is, like, even the non-technical users would be easily able to build a kind of a conversation between these two systems, right? So that's the thing. I'm trying to put it as simple as possible, even for the layman to understand what is an MCP server. And so when we started this, right, the idea behind this was, as this MCP server was catching, although it was released in November 2024, for it to get that kind of an enterprise grade quality and all those developments getting making sensation in the market. It took like April, May of 2025, right? So during the month of May 25, we said like, okay, let's why don't we build an MCP server for Zoho CRM so that it can act as a conversational, assistant kind of a thing, wherein like a regular chat, you go and ask question with the natural language, and you hit the Zoho CRM, take the data, bring it in, process it in with the LLM's AI capability, and present the results, right? So we asked ourselves and we challenged our team, like, no, why don't we build this one? And the team took this challenge very seriously, and they were able to build this MCP server, a custom MCP server, a custom coded, and which is, as Janaki was saying, which we have put it as an open source in the GitHub so that anyone could use it, right? So one at the time of we just before we start building that MCP server, we defined the scope or vision of the project, like what it, how it should act, what it should be, and things like that, right? So we said like it should be a smart virtual assistant wherein like you have the chat window of a Claude or any other LLM thing which you could ask question. You should be able to interact with the CRM through a natural language, right? And the system should be able to connect with the CRM with the credentials and get information from there in a secured fashion, and then the fetched information should be available for the AI system, which is the LLM, to process and present the results, right? It should act as more as an intelligent CRM companion. This was the objective of the project. This was the vision with which we said like we would want to create or build an MCP server, right? So why we should go and build an MCP server, right? What is the benefit of it? Like, I'm talking on the, not on the community's benefit, of course, like the community benefit, about it. On the business side, right? Why we should have an MCP server for the Zoho tools, right? It enables conversational access to CR. That is one big thing, right? Wherein people have been extensively using the AI capabilities of the LLM, and they wanted now to have very the mindset of the people has gone in that way, right? Like they wanted to interact with the systems or the tools. The interface is completely changing. It's like a chat window. They wanted to put a natural language, like any natural conversation, and they wanted to get the results, right? So that's the best benefit out of this one, and it increases the tools adoption across the departments, right? Like when it becomes easy for them to get information, use it, it increases adoption. That's the thing. And of course, Claude helps sales team to focus, write deals every day. It helps them to focus on their work, where they have to concentrate, where they have to work, and things like that, and saves time. And of course, it's available 24/7, not like any other the regular benefits of any of the automation, right? And allows non-technical person to access CRM easily. That's the thing, right? So that is the thing. I was talking about the business benefit. I was talking about what is an MCP server and what is the objective with which we started this project and things like that. More to set the context. Now let's get into the technical side of it, right? I know that you are all eager to get into this portion of the session. So before as I told, like we have put this source code in the GitHub so that anyone can access and use it and things like that. So before you start trying out and connecting that server code, or have your own server copy of your server, the prerequisites are like the Zoho CRM account, professional and above is recommended, right? And enable with an API access, and you have the Zoho client ID and the secret for the OAuth, and generate Zoho access token and refresh token for API authentication. And very importantly, you would download the Claude desktop application, right? Um, it has to be a desktop application, a Claude desktop application, you would download and install and have it ready, and it should be a pro plan, right? Because Claude, I don't know what is the status right now, but when we started 2 months ago, you could access, you could connect an MCP server only if you have the pro plan, right? That was the status then. So that is one of the requirements. So these are the prerequisites before we get into the integration thing, right? And from this point, I would request our lead developer, Manickaraj, to take over and explain, like, what is the technology stack and how it has been connected, what is the data flow between these connections and things like that, right?
Let's talk about the technology stack. What technology I used to build this MCP server? First, I'm using Python. Python is a program language. Program language is a powerful language recently, and fast MCP package. It's a Python package manager, and Node.js is a backend server. It's connect Cloud and MCP in VS Code, Visual Studio Editor. This code I will write all the functions in this code, and Claude AI Pro Plan and Zoho CRM REST API. These are all the tools I connect to MCP server. This is a setup and how I'm set up a MCP server in our system and run the process flow. First, we open the VS Code. VS Code in this VS Code. First, we open the project folder. This project in this VS Code, in top of the corner, we see a terminal. I used in terminal, but we can use command from also. In terminal page, first we installed a UV package manager. UV package manager is a Python package manager. Previously, we used pip package manager. Python recently introduced a UV package manager. This package is most faster and reliable. Once the UV package manager install our project folder, then we run the command uv init. This command will install all the folder, all the document folder in our project file. Once this command is run, after we install the MCP server package in our project folder, add command uv add MCP CLI. This command will download all the package for our MCP server in our project folder. Once the project folder is download completed, we create one Python file named like server.py. This file we will write all the code and functions and tools, everything. Write this file named like a server.py. Once all the folder setup is complete and download and write the function is completed, then we run the MCP server. MCP server run Python code with MCP server run with your Python file name. Example, uv run MCP install and your Python file name server.py. Yes, this is a process flow of the setup and run. Once the MCP server is running successfully in terminal, we can see the MCP server in cloud application. Okay, this is a project folder setup and setup. This is a main.py. In this main.py file, I can write all the functions and tools here. First, we added an access token for Zoho CRM and Zoho CRM API, and what modules we can get from data. I add Zoho CRM modules, leads, accounts, contact, and leads. This is a function get model data. Get model data is a function name. This function will all show in our cloud application. So folder setup and the coding function. Once in the backend, the MCP server connected with Claude AI, we can see the MCP server running in our desktop cloud application. In settings, go to developer option. We can see our MCP server running here. This is a cloud desktop application user-based interface, UI based. In this page, we can see all the custom tools and models. Previously, we write in server.py code. All the get model data, get available model, search record, all the functions show in our cloud application desktop. how the backend process in our MCP server and Claude AI. First, user give a input in our cloud application. How many data in my Zoho CRM? Just imagine how many data in my Zoho CRM. User give a input in cloud application. The cloud role is understand the user language in natural language. Natural language means human language. Cloud will understand the question. The cloud decide what tools and action are needed from the MCP server will fix the request. Cloud will decide what function and what field will fulfill the question. Because the Cloud AI, we can previously build custom models in our Cloud AI. If, for example, if users say get all content from Chennai, the Cloud know to trigger the get module data. Suppose a user say create a new record like name John, the Cloud know to trigger the create module function. Then the Cloud send a request for MCP server. In backend MCP server, we build in the backend MCP server, it's receive instruction from Cloud and send a predefined tool interact with Zoho CRM. Previously, we defined these tools: create, update, delete record. We create in the backend. Once the MCP server communicate with Zoho CRM, the Zoho CRM, the request comes to in Zoho CRM API. It can access leads, contact, account, and deals model. It's a predefined model. It can access custom model. Custom models also it can access. It can data fetched, updated, and created based on the tools used. Zoho CRM, once the Zoho CRM response sent to our MCP server, response sent back. So once the Zoho CRM send a response to MCP server, MCP server received a response from Zoho CRM. Zoho CRM sent a response as a raw JSON format. It's a key and value. MCP server convert the raw JSON replacement to readable content. It's a MCP server main role. MCP server convert the raw JSON file into readable content. Once the Cloud received a result from MCP server, Cloud generated a human-friendly message. Cloud main role is generate a human-friendly message. Example, finally, user received a final output. For example, previously we asked a question, get contact from get all contact from Chennai. The final output comes, I found 12 contact from Chennai, here are top 3. This is given by Cloud human-friendly message. Summary, MCP server act as a translator executor between the Zoho CRM and Cloud AI. And the Cloud understand the language, MCP handle the action. Zoho CRM hold all data. This is a summary of the backend server.
So we are going to discuss about the limitations in the next 3 slides. The Claude has its own limitation. They say input should be at least on the Pro plan what they provide. The input should be 20 tokens and the output should be 8,000 tokens, right? When we equate it just by the words, the number of words, 20 tokens means approximately 13,000 to 15,000 words. And the output token is 8,000 tokens, which is like 5,000 to 6,000 words, right? So here is where that developers innovation comes into play, right? When we are building the prompt or working on those, the queries and all, we have to keep this in mind so that the prompts what we are suggesting to the users or the JSON things, what the filters and things like that. I forgot the exact name of it. Manickaraj was discussing the list of tools and all, right? That's where we have to be very conscious on ensuring that our questions would fall into this particular limitation, right? Within the limitation, just to avoid, any responses which are unwanted responses or unclear or incomplete responses, right? So as a developer, we have to be more innovative on doing those tweakings and things, so that the users successfully take advantage of getting those responses, or triggering those queries within this token limit. But the token limit is 20,000 tokens, and 8,000 is the output for the Claude token limit, right? Per request. This is per request. Okay. And then on the Zoho API limitations, we know that we just took the enterprise plan, wherein we know, like, how many calls per day, how many records per call, and how this access token expires every uh, the refresh, like in every 1 hour the access token dies out. So how to refresh that one, we are working on those aspects also to maintain the continuity of it, right? So these are the things, these are the Zoho's API limitation, right? So we would share this one, which just shares a small info, kind of a graphics to show, like, how this behind the scene, how the data flows, how it works, and things like that. That would give you an idea, like, how the request has been triggered by the customer or the client, the users, the end users, how this information goes behind the thing, and how this data is processed and comes back and forth, kind of a thing, right? Just an informational graphics kind of a thing, right? So let's go to, so this video is available. The working video is available. We can share that link also here. But just wanted to put a screenshot, like, as we put this information. Please go ahead, Manickaraj, you wanted to take it from here?
That's fine.
Yeah.
Previously, we see the backend process, how the MCP work in backend. It's a front-end process. Cloud application. If you want, I ask some. If I ask question, how many leads in my Zoho CRM in my cloud desktop application? This will check many leads in our Zoho CRM. Cloud will decide to know that what action will fulfill the request. Cloud trigger the action get model function. In this function, we previously add in our backend. Once the CRM, once the Zoho CRM send the response to our cloud send the answer. You have 43 leads in our Zoho CRM. So get the call from our Zoho CRM. Okay.
Right, and it provides some additional information, which is like, how this LLM provides, right? Like, the question what we asked is, like, how many leads in the Zoho CRM. It tells, like, 43 leads, and it says the most recent leads include contacts from like real estate, Mediterranean. It provides some additional information based on its analysis, right? So that it triggered the function get module data, and this that function also shows up here what it triggered.
Yeah.
And this is one example of creating a record, right? So you give a very natural language instruction, create a new lead with first name, this Lenovo Tech, and this is the phone number, this is the email. You can also just dictate it, right? This is what it is, and it knows that it has to trigger the function create record function for the lead, and then creates a record, a new lead in CRM, and tells, like, hey, I've successfully created, this is the information. And it also provides the to whom this lead has been assigned, all those information. Yeah. And it gives, like, now have 44 leads because it has added one more lead, right? So that's the thing. So it more like an assistant, right? It does the conversation, it does the work, comes back and gives some additional information also. Yeah. And this is one example of updating a record, right? We said, like, we have this record ID. We just said, like, hey, update this phone number to this record ID. You can also say, like, you can give other informations also. If you could have any other identifier or very particular instruction, you can say like, hey, go and update this phone number from this to this, or this record, just go and add a new phone number and things like that. So in this example, we gave a record ID just to show that, yeah, this is also one of the way it could be located. So it located, it updated, it called the update function, and it located, and it has made an update and comes back and says that, hey, I located this record ID, I changed this phone number from this phone number to this phone number. It has highlighted, bold, made it bold, and it said like, it was modified. It at this time last modified, and it says like, it finally says, this is all these kind of a conversational thing, which right? What we wanted to tell that is, it understands the request, it chooses the right function, it triggers the function, it ensures that the function has been successfully completed, fulfilled. It brings back the final results and show it to us. Right? That's on the update. Same way it does the delete also, as you give instruction. Now you say like, we asked to delete something by giving the instruction, and it went, deleted the record, and now it said like, your CRM is now back to 43 leads. We had 43. We asked to add one. We updated that one. And we asked to delete that one. So this is one example of all those functions being called and requests are fulfilled. Right? Yeah, please go ahead, Manickaraj.
Yeah, it's fine. Claude one not only create, update, delete function. Not only Claude give a smart question. Claude will answer that. Claude will answer. If a salesperson comes to office, he did not know the work today. Just give a prompt to Claude. What leads today? Focus today. Claude analyzed CRM data and Claude give a response. A salesperson get a response, high priority leads and medium priority. Salesperson get all the records from our Claude. Example, high priority recent activities be real estate. These leads are high priority and focus on immediately. Okay.
So you could see that, taking advantage of the LLM's intelligence, right? You could see that we have asked the question as a salesperson, I'm asking which are those leads I wanted to focus today. It gives that response, as Manickaraj said. In addition to that, it also says why it recommends that these are the top high priority items, right? It has reasons for each of those things, the reasoning capability of the LLM, right? So that's the thing. So there are real-time demos available, right? The links are provided here. We would share these links also. You can try it out. Those links are available here, which will will show the real-time video examples. And for the benefit of time, I would just move on to the next one, right? Our future roadmap is, we are working on other tools also, Zoho Books, Zoho Desk, Sales IQ now, to connect. And we are also working on like a unified API to access like all the tools from one server. We are going on that way as on roadmap. And other things are the team within our organization, which focuses on the security aspects, right? Because that is the biggest concern of passing the business information into LLM, right? So we are on the roadmap. We are extensively working on the security aspects, particularly on the anonymization concepts. So what it does is like, it does the anonymization by pseudonymization or redaction and other concepts which we are using, data masking and all those things, wherein the information is transformed, passed to LLM. Once the response comes back, again it is transformed and presented to the user, right? That kind of a thing, the whole anonymization concept we are working on. And at the same time, the team is also working on optimizing this whole process, as well as scaling this whole process to a large data set, right? So these are the things which currently we are working on our roadmap in this space. And these are the links we have already, as we told, like, all this source code, everything we have put it in GitHub for the community's use. You can take advantage of that. You can take these codes from there, and also, like, other discussions happening in LinkedIn and in the Zoho community itself. A thread is going on where you can put your requests, your experience, your feedback. So we would take it and collaboratively work with this community, right? That's the thing. We are open to take any contribution from the community members, any feedback from the community members, or any experience sharing from the community members on the thread, right? Either in the LinkedIn or in the Zoho community page. So that's the thing. I think we have 5 more minutes. How do you want it to do it? There is one other question which was pending on team asking how to do the installation and implementation of the server, right?
Moment. In this GitHub page, I upload a document how to connect the MCP server. This is a fast MCP code and create. Yeah.
Okay, so you take the code from here and download it, and then you can go to the editors and show the other stuff.
Download here. It's a link.
Yeah.
Download. Download zip file. This will download.
So you can download that file and start, team, the instructions are provided in the documentation of that folder itself, like, how to do the installs and all. You can follow that one.
Yeah, once the download complete, we see all the file in our system.
Yeah. So you can go to the editor and tell Manickaraj.
Yes. This is a main that we say this is our Python main file. This file have all the code in backend. Yeah. This file have all Python code in this file. Main.py file have all the code in GitHub page. We download file, then we just to run this code. Py main.py. Enter this code and just enter. Starting the Zoho CRM MCP server. Yeah, it's running fine now. Once the running complete, we see the cloud desktop application in file settings, developer option. Here our MCP server will run here. Yeah, this is a setup for MCP server.
So like in other places where the appropriate credentials have to be applied, those documentation what we have put in the folder would provide those answers, like where you have to put your credentials of the API and other things. And any further questions if you have, definitely you can ask in the Zoho community thread, and we would be more than happy to answer those questions and help. Okay.